Hey guys, welcome back. Charles Damiano here for another exciting episode. And on this episode, I'm going to be doing another unpackaging episode. Now, I just received this package from someone in the UK by the name of Chris Thompson, who's a fan of the channel. And I got to know Chris when he reached out to me asking me if I had the JKD poster magazines that he was looking for, specifically poster magazine number 3, which I didn't have an extra copy of. So Chris was nice enough to send me a copy that he finally picked up. It wasn't in the greatest condition, but he sent it to me with the photo that came with the magazine. And to reciprocate, I sent him back my Bruce Lee collection, catalog books number 2, and this one is number 3 that I put out, which features over 750 Bruce Lee items in full color. And he was really excited to receive those catalogs. And then the other day, I got something in the mail and he kept emailing me going, "Charles, did you check your post office box yet?" And I said, "Chris, I haven't. What's going on?" And he goes, "You'll see, I just sent you a little something." And this was that little something. So I thought we'd open it together and see what Chris Thompson out of the UK sent me. Big shout out to you, Chris. Thanks again, buddy. Here we go. Let's see what this beautiful item is. He wrapped it nicely in a plastic bag, and just from looking at the cover, I don't have this one in my collection, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. And this is a magazine. It's called Films and Filming. Chris, thank you very much, buddy. I don't have this magazine, and I love vintage Bruce Lee magazines, and I can see here it came out October 1973, only 3 months after Bruce Lee's passing. And back in those days, there wasn't a lot of information or material or companies that were putting things out on Bruce Lee. And this magazine was put out in England in 1973 of October, and it featured all the films that they were showing back then in 1973, because it's a film book and it's very nice. It's about 86 pages. It has Bruce on the cover, featured from the famous pose in Enter the Dragon, just before he enters the mirror room and just before he's about to face off with Han in that epic battle. And as you open this book up, there's not many pictures, I believe, of Bruce Lee, because it features a lot of other films in here, like Westworld and Jaws, and on page 27 it starts a few photos of Bruce Lee, and the first one they feature here is Bruce Lee. Come a little closer here so you can get a good look at this, of Bruce Lee from the Chinese Connection, where he whips out the nunchucks for the first time in that epic battle in the Japanese school. And if you flip through this page and you get to the next page, this is where the article on Bruce Lee begins, and it's just entitled Enter the Dragon, and they're actually just doing a little synopsis of his film, which just came out, which just hit the United States in August of 1973, which I remember as a kid seeing it at the Academy of Music on 14th Street between 3rd and Lexington, and I was only 13, 14 years old, and what a day that was, man. That changed my life forever, seeing Bruce on screen and Enter the Dragon. So they're doing a little synopsis of that film, and here you have Bruce with the guard, and then actually the guard is Jackie Chan, as we know, and then a little scene here of him in the mirror room. And then if you flip the page, you have Bruce Lee in numerous shots from Enter the Dragon. You got John Saxon and Jim Kelly up above. Bruce with the nunchucks in the dungeon scene. Down below, you see Jim Kelly hanging over the acid and chains. Bruce and the famous Bob Wall scene where he does the backflip, which later on we all learned to know that it was his stunt double doing the backflip. And then you have Bruce here in a picture from the mirror room. Bruce squaring off with Han, and just a nice layout. And again, for 1973, when you didn't really have many magazines coming out on Bruce Lee, anything that was featured with Bruce Lee on the cover was a real treat. So I want to thank Chris for this beautiful vintage film magazine, which again came out in October of 1973 out of England, which I'm going to be proud to add to my collection. It's not one of the magazines that I have. So Chris, once again, big shout out to you. Thank you for this incredible magazine. I'm going to put this with my collection, and I wanted to just give you a big shout out. Well, after discussing this incredible Enter the Dragon film book that Chris Thompson sent me from the UK that was put out in 1973, I decided to share with you a few other items that Chris Thompson sent me that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So let's get to it. So these are some fun items that Chris Thompson also sent me. This first item is a little poster. It says the Sunday Mirror, and I'm assuming this is an advertising newspaper or magazine that comes out in the UK, and it says Kung Fu, it's sweeping Britain. So these obviously were promoting Bruce Lee at the time, and there's Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon, and on the back of this beautiful poster it says the martial arts this week in the Sunday Sun. So obviously it's an advertising promoting everything that was going on in the 70s in Britain at the time. So great little poster. Thanks again, Chris, for sending this by. Another fun item that Chris sent was this from the Bruce Lee Secret Society. Now I know a lot of the guys in the UK joined this secret society back in the 70s, so leave a comment below. Let me know if you were one of the few that joined this Bruce Lee Secret Society. They had a lot of fun fan groups at that time, and so this was just a really cool poster advertising the Bruce Lee Secret Society. Great one also. The next poster he sent me was an advertising of something that's actually coming up now. It says here, The Rise of the Dragon, and it goes on November 27th, 2022 in the United Kingdom. So if I lived out there, I would definitely be attending this great event, and they're going to have a lot of great guest speakers. Jeff Cummings is going to be there, and John Young, who was a co-star with Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon, and Jeff Cummings was the original writer for Kung Fu, or artist for Kung Fu Monthly. So a lot of fun events going on here on November 27th, which marks Bruce Lee's birthday, which is a very appropriate time to have an event on Bruce Lee called The Rise of the Dragon. Another beautiful poster. Glad to add this to my collection. One other item that was just sent to me by Chris Thompson was this beautiful poster, once again with Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon. This one is promoting Alex Ben Block's book. It says Alex Ben Block's incredible story of the King of Kung Fu, Mayflower paperback. It was called The Legend of Bruce Lee. Now I know I picked up a number of copies back in the 70s of this incredible book. It was the first paperbacks that came out on Bruce Lee. It had a lot of great information at that time when all kids were craving information on Bruce Lee, but very little was out on him because he just recently passed away. So it's the book with the green cover with Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon on the cover. I have several, maybe 5, 6, 7 copies in my collection. If you guys are looking to pick up one, they're all in excellent condition. You can email me at cdbrlee@aol.com. Send me a little note. Let me know you have an interest in the paperback, and we can discuss how you can pick up one. So again, that's what this post is promoting. Alex Ben Block's incredible book, The Legend of Bruce Lee. And last but not least, as everyone knows, Enter the Dragon is my favorite Bruce Lee movie, and obviously this beautiful Enter the Dragon poster is promoting the original soundtrack album put out by Warner Brothers Records and Tapes, and this was put out and printed in the United Kingdom. So obviously when the album came out in Great Britain, they were promoting it probably in the record stores at the time with this beautiful Enter the Dragon poster. Looks just like the original. Look at that, guys. What a beauty. Again, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movie posters of all time. So that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode on the wonderful items that Chris Thompson sent me from the UK. So once again, big shout out to you, Chris. Thank you once again very much. So guys, this is going to be a short episode. For now, I wanted to just say thank you guys for all your support and loyalty to the channel up to this point. We're just approaching about 11,000 subscribers, and it's the fans and collectors like you who make this channel exciting and keep me going each and every week to feature you some great content. So once again, Charles Damiano from the Bruce Lee Collection signing out saying have fun collecting, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Take care, guys.